Yo, what is good, YouTube, and welcome back to another JC2K video. In today's video, we're going to be ranking the best centers in NBA 2K24 MyTEAM here on this list. Before we hop into the video, if you haven't already, make sure you hit the subscribe button. Help me push towards the 25,000 subscriber mark on the channel. I upload every single day, tons of consistent daily MyTEAM content. We're at about 1,300 subscribers away. Would love to hit that by sometime in the middle of May, so would really appreciate it if y'all do subscribe. Without further ado, let's hop right into it, and let's start off with the first center on this list, which is Andre Drummond, who's not incredible, I will say. I think probably D tier on this list. I mean, this is the best of the best. Also, I tried to create a little bit more of a positional gap between power forward and center, so I didn't include the tweeners, the like 6'11", 6'10" dudes who like you can use at center, but I didn't include them. So if there's any of those guys I left off the list, feel free to let me know in the comments and I'll let you know where I put them. But Drummond can't shoot. He's a center 100%. He's a pure inside. That's what he is. He's just a little undersized and can't shoot the ball. The card would actually be very good if he could shoot the ball well, because he has a nice release, but he just can't shoot threes at all. And he's also, like I said, undersized. So I think he's definitely D tier and one of the worst cards on this list. Artis Gilmore is S tier. He legitimately is. He is the best player market big man in the game, player market card in the game, in my opinion. The only true player market card that can compete, or really free card even, that can compete with the KPs and Wembys and Bol Bols and Mark Eatons of the world, the giant centers. Maybe not Bol Bol as much, but the other three. And Artis, he has an elite player build. He's got a very nice release as well, which is a huge plus. He can stretch the floor at a high level, even though he's got a low three-ball rating. If you add a three-point shoot, add some shooting badges, and get comfortable with his release, he will be absolutely knocked down. So I trust Artis as a shooter 100%, and I believe he is an elite level card. Definitely S tier and 100%. I think he's the best player market center in the game by far. Like, I don't even think it's particularly close between Artis and Arvydas. People like this Sabonis card, but I don't know why. His release is way worse than Artis's. So for me, even though his shooting stats are much better and his badges are much better, I think Artis is a more reliable shooter. At least unless Arvydas is wide spanking open, which if he's wide spanking open, you'll drill it. But he has to be wide open to get his shot off. But also, he is like 11 speed slower. His player build is about the same, so that doesn't matter that much. And he's not as versatile of a card athletically, or really in any area. I think, like, honestly, there's a lot of guys that I would take over him at center personally. I think there's a big gap here, and I honestly think B tier is pretty fair. I am going to go S tier for Bol. I say that, am I actually? I don't know, because I look at this list and there's a couple of the guys that are definitely over him in my mind. There's one, nope, I'm putting him A. As crazy as that sounds, I know he's 7'2". Hoff, a movable enforcer, is a really important badge. Bol Bol only has it on gold. His player build's kind of skinny. He does get bullied at the center position sometimes. I truly believe that. And when you look at this list, there are 5 or 6 guys that are better than him for sure. When you look at the guys that are left on this list, at the center position especially, he's better at power forward, and he is an incredible card for sure. But I'm going to go A tier for him. Also going A tier for D-Rob. Great release, good speed, really complete, super solid all around stats and badges. A lot of these Opal bigs, like a David Robinson and like some of the other Opals I'll talk about, are still very usable centers who can compete at a very high level. I still have D-Rob in my lineup. I'm still a very big fan of the card. He's got a lot of versatility, can defend at a very high level, shoots the ball at a high level, very good speed, good player build, all that type of stuff. He's a stud, definitely A tier. D, I'm going Derek Lively in C tier. I like this card. In fact, I like him almost as much as Arvydas Sabonis. He does have a slow release and a low three ball, which isn't great. He's not much of a threat from the outside, but I will say you can hit wide open with him, and that's good. I still think I gotta go C because of how slow his release is and how low his three ball rating is, but I do actually like this Lively card a decent bit. If he had a faster release, he'd be up in B tier. Domantas Sabonis isn't awful. As much as I don't love this card, he's not awful. Now, I wish he had more Hoff interior badges, but he does have decent stats. He's 7'1" with a big player build and can shoot the ball pretty well. Not a bad card, got decent speed. I think B tier is fair for him. I don't love the card personally, but B tier is not unfair. I'm going to go Hakeem in S tier. He is, in my opinion, the best Opal big in the game. He has, besides Artis, I should say. But very large player build, very elite, versatile card. He can put the ball on the floor, has a fast release, defends well, rebounds phenomenally, competes at a very high level size-wise against some of the bigger bigs at times. I think he is the best Opal in the game, in my opinion, in terms of completeness, outside of course, Artis. I don't like this Embiid card. He can't play make at all. And he has a slow, well, not a slow, but just ugly, hitchy release. And I just don't think he's that good of a card. He's not terrible, but I think he's pretty mid, honestly. And I think C tier doesn't feel like a stretch to me. Maybe it's a little bit of a stretch. Maybe I got to go B. I'll leave him in B for now, but I don't know. He feels like he's at least on the borderline of C tier to me. I'm going S tier for Kareem, obviously. 100 overall Kareem is just that man. I mean, there's just no doubt about it. And his release is good enough, considering he's 7'2" with the 100 overall stats and very, very good animations. Not perfect animations like some of the 100 overalls, but still very, very good with his size and his versatility. He is an S tier 100%. KP's an elite shooter, great catch and shoot. Honestly, I like him more than Embiid, so I'm moving Embiid down to C tier. I don't care. Pink Diamond KP with some badges on him is still very good. Honestly, I still want to put him B tier because he does shoot the ball at a very high level with a very smooth release. And he's not a bad defender with good size at 7'3". I don't care. I'm putting him B tier. If you add extra badges to KP, he is still very, very viable. Has like 80 speed too, which is not horrible. Obviously, S tier for Dark Matter KP. That one's a duh. There's going to be several S tier guys on this list for sure, and for good reason. I mean, KP is an amazing, amazing card. I might have to move Akeem down. He might wind up having to be very high A. We'll see. But KP is 7'3" with, he's the Pink Diamond, but way, way better stats and batters. Release on very quick, better animations dribbling-wise. Just a way better version of the Pink Diamond, who's still a very good card himself. So I think definitely S tier. Marcus Gasol's not bad. I think A tier. He's very solid. I mean, he defends well. He's got a nice enough release. His stats and badges are super complete for a center. And yes, he's a teensy bit undersized, but he's got a nice player build. I think he guards very well. I think he's definitely like low A, but still super solidly A. I like the card a lot. Mark Eaton, 7'4". Yes, a lower 3-ball, but kind of like Artis. Smooth release. Massive, massive player build. Incredible defensively. Incredible as a rebounder. Incredible as a dunker. Probably the biggest player build center position in the game outside of Yao. And I think definitely, obviously, S as well. Patrick Ewing is A. He's not like any... He's just middle A. He's a good card. He's got a slow release, yes, but everything else about the card is very good. He even dribbles well, and he's going to hit when he's wide open. He's better, much better than the guys in B tier. He's definitely an A tier card, I think distinctly so. C tier for Pau Gasol. I don't love the card. I just think his release is mediocre. I don't think he moves very well. I honestly am not a huge fan of Pau in my team this year. He's just not all that good in any specific area. Robert Parrish can't shoot threes at all. That's an automatic deal breaker. That's a D tier card. No doubt about it. I don't have to waste any time on that. I am so tempted to put Shaq in B tier. His release is the worst. Legitimately the worst. I think he has the worst release of any card on this list. Yes, his SIGs are great. Yes, he's 100 overall. He has a horrifically awful release. You can pace it off of Shaq damn near. But I will say, if he's wide open, you should still hit it. And therefore, with how good he is in every other area, I feel like if I put Ewing A tier, I still have to put Shaq A tier. But I'm not going to lie, I'm very tempted to put him B. I am not a fan. Pink Diamond Wembanyama is not as good as the guys in B tier, in my opinion. I don't love Pink Diamond Wemby as much anymore. His badges are just not that complete. I feel like he feels kind of slow. His inability to get the extra badges like KP can in terms of defensive stuff and some extra things like that, some things upgraded, really does kind of hurt him a little bit. Still a very, very solid card, but I think high C, kind of like Derek Lively, is a fair spot for him. Obviously, Wembanyama is in his own tier. Ah, no, he's not. No, he's not. He's in the S tier. I'm not putting Wembanyama as his own tier. He's S tier. His release is not unbelievably great. It is smooth and easy to green, and he's got Pro 2 fade. He's 7'4". His stats are insane. He's a phenomenal card. He's the best big in the game besides one guy. But I think he is S tier. I'll leave him there. I think Walker Kessler's fine. C tier is fine. He's not a bad card. I'm moving Shaq to B tier. I do not care, by the way, to even out the B tier. Just looking at this list, I don't care. Kessler's good, just like Derek Lively. He's a solid viable big with a mediocre release who does a good amount of things well, but I don't think he's incredible. And I think B tier is fair for him. Wilt is A. He's better than Shaq. I don't care. I do not care. I do not care. I would take Wilt. I would take Ewing. I would take all of these guys over 100 overall Shaq. That is not even a joke. I'm not trolling. I think 100 overall Shaq is literally the most mediocre center in the game because his release is an atrocity, and I would legitimately take everyone at S and A tier over him. And Wilt is an A tier guy. He's not S anymore, but he's very solidly A. I think he's on the Ewing level 100% as a center, and that's where he deserves to go. Yao deserves his own tier. Yao is in S tier. Yao is in Yao tier. I'm sorry. Obviously, Yao doesn't exist, but for the 1 or 2 people out there who do have him, congratulations, because you have the most overpowered card in the game. A 99 speed, 7'6" big man with the largest player build in the game. Who can shoot the ball, can dribble, and does everything incredibly well. The most overpowered card in the game, bar none, is in his own tier, and deservingly so. So, those are the centers. Let me know what y'all think about my list. If there's any, like I said, that I left off the list, because I know I probably left a lot of the tweener centers, the smaller centers off the list, feel free to let me know in the comment section down below, and I'll tell you where I'd put them. And if you did enjoy the video, make sure you hit that like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. I'll be back with more 2K content very, very soon, and I appreciate y'all. Peace.